In the heart of every dreamer, a fire is born. In the soul of every athlete, a battle is sworn. And we are live from the Met Sports Center in the heart of Pasay City. And this is the one and only National Developmental Sports League Basketball Series. And the first game was already done a while ago. This is Cholo Pangilinan and the Professor, Sir Randy Sakdalan. And our next matchup is in the 25 and under division. This game will be a battle between the Sky and the Terrestrial. The Adamson Soaring Falcons going up against the San Beda Red Lions for our second game out of 6 games for today. So better stay tuned for that one. But to begin our game, we shall turn it over to Ryan Pajaro, our venue announcer for the start of our ball game.
Action continues at the Met Sports Center in Pasay City. Game 2 of 6 of the National Developmental Sports League in our season. Ang Liga natin ng Pilipinas. Game featuring the Soaring Falcons versus the San Beda University Red Lions. And on the starters for the Adamson Soaring Falcons. And center number 5, Jonah Fresh. Number 17, and power forward number 77, Gian Sikat. Point guard number 2, Ray Allen Torres. Shooting 24, Kenji Kanyane. The coaching for the Adamson Soaring Falcons is Will McBoss. And now the starters for the San Beda University Red Lions. And center number 36, Lawrence Hawkins. Point guard number 6, Sky Hamora. Shooting guard number 22, Joey Lopez. Small forward number 19, Aldos Turcolas. Power forward number 10, Zane Arena. Head coach for the Red Lions, Andre Santos. Our officials, Coach Chief, Ruben Labrea. Umpire 1, Jesse Diaz. Umpire 2, Arnold Cordes. This game is under the supervision of Commissioner Joel Law. This is the National Sports League.
And this is again the game between the Adamson Soaring Falcons and the San Beda Red Lions in our 25 and under division. Starting for Adamson, it's Competente, Cañete, Precious Jonah, Rialen Torres, and Sikat. And for San Beda, it's Hawkins, Halbuena, Torculas, Hamora, and Lopez. And again, both teams well-known programs playing in the top 2 collegiate leagues in our country as Ray Allen Torres check-checking from deep.
So for a while, you thought that the offense is not going anywhere because the ball is too far out. But then once they cross the baseline, and then there's that kick out, Torres making the first basket of the game.
Ray Allen Torres living up to his first 2 names, Ray Allen. As San Beda unable to answer back, a chance to extend it for Adamson. Again, it's Torres with the basketball. Former teammates with Aldous Torculas in the UPAS Junior Maroons. And right now, their opponents in our game. This time, it's Torres again. Inside to Jonah. But no foul call, possession going to the other side.
Looking for that give-and-go play for Jonah. But unable to field that pass from Torres from the top of the key. So Hawkins just bodying up on a taller Jonah at center position.
And take note, Precious Jonah is only 19 years old. So he'll be up against an experienced collegiate player in Lawrence Hawkins. As Torculas battling out. Hawkins diving for the ball. Aldous good in the mid-range.
Yep, that was a good play put up after Hawkins really never giving up on that basketball, enabling Torculas to put up his first basket.
So make it 3-2. Adamson up by 1. Cañete up against Lopez. Jonah up top. This time it's Sikat. Halbuena on him. Now it's Hawkins. Sikat having a hard time. Hands it off to Competente. The lefty goes right. The spin. The fadeaway. Not that time.
So really good defense played by San Beda, really pushing the ball out to the perimeter.
Hamora to Halbuena for 3. Short. Rebound by Jonah.
When you have somebody like Jonah manning the center point for you, the offensive rebounds could come far in between.
Torres. Hamora on him. The pick from Precious. Outside to Sikat. He'll go left. To the corner, it's Cañete. He'll drive. 1 foot jump shot, no good.
Sorry, the temp probably was surprised that he was so open. Oh, good crossover.
Hamora. Not that time. Greatly bothered by Jonah. In transition, Torres. Thought about the 3. Outside again, Cañete to the left side, Sikat. Now at the corner, Competente. Drops it to Cañete. Intercepted by Lopez. Out of bounds. Possession will stay.
Oh, this is an early adjustment for Adamson, Joe. Look at San Beda. An equally interesting platoon substitution.
So San Beda, 5-man substitution. Ito namang Adamson, only 1 guy as Zahir Zahili checks in. Torres, baseline inbound. Jonah, back to Ray Allen. He'll try for a 3. No good.
Well, no rebounder there for Adamson.
Marcelo to Peregrina. Now it's Mina. Outside again. Marcelo, nowhere to go. Drops it. Bonzalida
Yep.
falling away. It's good.
Good pass there by entry pass by Marcelo to Bonzalida.
And by the way, JC Bonzalida, former Adamson Baby Falcon. So playing against now his former alma mater as Dom Sarigumba getting fouled downstairs.
Well, you see the pressure defense put up by the guards of San Beda. All of a sudden, that change of look with the substitution put up by San Beda really gave Adamson some fits there.
Again, Dom Sarigumba with an emphatic finish last Tuesday. Better check that out if you haven't on our Facebook page. This time it's San Beda with the possession. Marcelo goes left.
It's open.
The Hesse move. Marcelo. Woo! Oh, wait a minute. Jonah landing hard on the ground. Hopefully he's all okay.
Oh, he really went for it.
But he's all okay. The big guy just shrugging it off.
Well, it's really something psychological when you have somebody, you know, from the weak side going after your shot. Look at Jonah here. Well, he got into the shoulder of his teammate. That's why his leg got tangled, causing him to fall without much support.
First one is no good for Daniel Marcelo.
Marcelo's very shifty, partner. Looking at how he's moving it and he's dribbling without really looking at the ball. I mean, that ability of Marcelo to get your opponent a little twitched.
So he'll go 1 out of 2 as Precious Jonah will be subbed out in exchange of Kobe Demisana. But right now we'll be turning it over to Daniel LaGuardia for a report.
The Soaring Falcons are aiming to go up, wanting to bounce back from the 2-point loss against Smash Basketball. For Coach Will Magbuhos, he pointed out that the players did not take care of the ball and most importantly, did not value every possession they were given. Remembering that this is not an exhibition game, but a league. That is why now going against a very organized team, he reminds the players to play the right way and to set the tone early in the game. Let's see if this game will be the chance to soar for the Falcons. Shola and Randy.
Thank you very much, Daniel. And that is indeed the goal for the Falcons to soar. That'll be up to Coach Will Magbuhos and his boys. Inside, outside again. They swing it around. Marcelo attacks. Settles for a mid-range. That's way short. 5-3. San Beda up by 2. Cañete. Sarigumba on him. Oh, stolen by Dom. Here comes in transition. Sarigumba attacks. Greatly defended by Kenji Cañete.
Well, they have the numbers, but he went solo there for Gumba.
Adamson swinging it around. Sahili. The pick from Torres. Demisana this time. Finds Cañete outside. He'll go right. He'll attack. Bad shot from him, but he'll get it back. Abayon. Stolen by Marcelo.
Poor decision on the part of Adamson in that play.
Sarigumba,
Ooh.
oh my goodness, that guy had bad intentions.
He just came up short, but he was looking to throw it down. You got kind of scared whenever he goes up.
Luckily, that did not push through. I mean, again,
Look at
that
the takeoff.
That takeoff was something else.
It was about what, a meter away, at least a meter away from the basket, and then he would take off.
So Demisana getting caught on that one. First one is no good for Dom. Second one on its way for Sarigumba. 0 out of 2, so perhaps a good foul on the side of Kobe.
Yes.
But they get it back. Mina all day to shoot. Kaboom!
Yep. Really set up for that. That's a play really for San Beda. They like those perimeter jumpers. And look at the pressure defense that they're putting up. Another interception, partner.
Sarigumba inside. Hang time finish. And that will prompt Coach Will Magbuhos to call a timeout. They're trailing by 7 points, 10-3. We'll be back for more basketball. (10-3), 7-point lead for San Beda. As we have under 5 minutes remaining in Chapter 1. Adamson, are they in trouble? Sikat. Adamson quickly bringing it down. Competente, out to Sikat again. You have nowhere to go. Umali. The pick from Demisana to the other corner, Sahili. Risky pass from the Soaring Falcons. Oh, Umali, not the best shot perhaps for Adamson. JC Bonzalida outside, Mina for 3. No good.
Kind of quick on the trigger there for the San Beda Red Lions to take that 3-point shot at the corner.
Sahili and company setting up their offense. Demisana outside, the Competente thought about the 3. Uses the Demisana pick. Sikat. No good. Adamson settling for 3 so far.
Yep, there's no low post threat being posted by Adamson at this juncture.
Oh, Marcelo slithering his way.
Not even a tall guy could prevent it. He was just so clear about that thing.
Sikat sends it inside. Foul called on the Red Lions.
Really, they're hurrying up on the passes for Adamson. Look at this play. And just, whoops, this way, boy.
Daniel Marcelo confusing his opponent. That's what he does best. Right now, he'll be taking a breather. Aldous Torculas going back in.
But it's really a confusing tactic put up by San Beda right now. With the entry of players in bunches. 5 and now 3. And then sets up a different look offensively. The energies also, that's why the Falcons have been adjusting for most part of this. And it's only scored 3 points. The last point scored by Torres early in the game.
So Adamson clearly on a drought. 3 minutes remaining in Chapter 1. Competente goes right, the bump, and he'll finish with the left hand.
Well, Hamora needs help in that play. When there's a single coverage and Competente just pushing his way to the basket.
Alioso now in the game. Peregrina sets the pick for him. Outside, Hamora for 3. No good.
Going to be fouled from behind. against the Red Lions.
Peregrina getting called on that one. So Adamson again with a chance. They're trailing by 7 points. Sikat. Almost a turnover. Competente. To the other side, Sikat again. They'll try a three. In and out on the shot. Alioso brings it down. No look to the right. Torculas. Off the back iron.
Gonna be a push against number 13 of San Beda.
So Peregrina, 2 fouls in 2 sequences. Triggering Coach Andre to sub him out in exchange of Zane Halbuena.
A very brisk replacement of players here, Cho, in the first quarter for both teams. You see the adjustments being made. But you get a feel that one team's just going to erupt or just this league's gonna go down.
And not bad for a young coach, and Coach Andre Santos, only 25 years old. On the other side, Coach Will Magbuas, only 26. As Sahili, no good, greatly defended by Hawkins. Here comes Torculas with a jam.
Yep, that's a mistake of the Soaring Falcons. Nobody home for them.
The Red Lions on a roll. Run zone now in the game for Adamson. They're trailing by 9 points. Sahili off the back iron. Torculas securing the rebound.
Really, the defense of San Beda making it very difficult for Adamson to even execute on the in-your-face defense. They're in the penalty for the Falcons. It kind of looks awkward from where we're sitting. Before it was 3 fouls with 3 points. Now they've got 5 fouls. Penalty and only 5 points by the Falcons. Look at this one.
Who knew Lions could fly?
Not him. He certainly made a difference there for Torculas coming off the bench.
So for the past 2 game days of the NDSL 25 and under, 2 Red Lions have been, or has had 2 emphatic dunks, namely Dom Sarigumba and Aldous Torculas. Safe to say we'll be seeing more of those.
Well, time to put in Precious Jonah. Too many picnics given up by Soaring Falcons without Jonah. That's really going to be a problem in this game. If Jonah is kept on the bench, then there will really not much of a threat to at least change shots for the big men or lane incursions for San Beda.
Over a minute remaining in Chapter 1. 11-point lead for the Red Lions. There seems to be a concern. Our officials talking it out. So we're just waiting for some clarifications. But nevertheless, still a dominating lead by the Red Lions. Plus that statement dunk from Torculas. So we're all good to go. San Beda implementing a full court press. Run zone having a hard time. Sikat to the corner. De Jesus for 3. No good. Run zone gets it back. The hustle from Cade.
Yep. Outmatched was Alioso in that play, which is a lone better than not enough screening to prevent that offensive recovery and putback by Adamson.
It's down to 9 points. Hamora goes left. He'll attack.
Oh.
He'll score. The hoop and the harm for Kyle Hamora.
Well, that's a trademark point guard move for San Beda through the years. That Hamora move. Well, that's an open lane put up by San Beda. Able to allow the defense to cheat a bit, and then the driving play by Hamora. So a completed 3-point play for the Red Lions.
Exactly. By the way, Kyle Hamora, member of our Gilas Pilipinas 3x3 23 and under team. Adamson in the meantime with his possession. Shot clock at 12. Run zone to the corner. Sikat for 3. Still no go for Zian Sikat.
And yet it will be called for the foul pushing Alioso. He was behind Alioso in that play. And that's going to be 2 free throws.
18 seconds remaining. 19-7. Again, Adamson, just like what the professor said in the penalty.
And look at Beda. Only 2 team fouls. And yet their defense is so aggressive from the perimeter and not been able to establish the low post game for Adamson here in the first period.
Exactly. That's when you know you have great defense. You're aggressive, but not too aggressive to the point you're fouling.
No, not at all. Not at all. And that's a success formula so far for San Beda here in the first period, holding down the Soaring Falcons to less than 10 points so far here in the first period with only 18 seconds remaining.
Great job for Coach Andre and his boys. 2 out of 2 for Alj Alioso. And make it a 14-point lead for them. Can Adamson get one last basket? Oh, they will lose the basketball. Ronzone gets it back. Torres, they have 4 seconds.
That's a good foul to give. They're not in a penalty.
And San Beda just really smart with all of their movements. As Sarigumba will check back in. Perhaps to provide more defense on the perimeter. Competente will send it out. Manzon, oh, he rushed it. And that'll conclude our first period, 21-7. It's a 14-point lead for the San Beda Red Lions. A great opening quarter for them. But if you're Adamson, you still have an eternity of basketball to bounce back. Again, 21-7. We'll be back for more action. (21-7), a 14-point lead for the San Beda Red Lions to open our second period. And again, Adamson has yet to find their footing in this game.
Except for the 3-point basket put up by Torres to start the game. But that's about it in terms of the opposition put up by Adamson against San Beda in this ball game.
So aside from Renzo Competente, aside from Ray Allen Torres, it only has been Renzo Competente and I believe, Kenji Cañete scoring.
Yep, that's just 3 guys. They've only put up 7 points in 10 minutes. That's really low, subpar performance for Adamson.
Hamora inside
pass
to Hawkins.
Look at the recognition, partner. Panira na eh. If you were Hamora, he got the shot, but going to the higher percentage and then a foul to both Tao. This is your point. Sure. You gotta make the free throws.
Exactly, but nevertheless, gorgeous ball movement.
Yes, it's really recognizing the higher percentage shot and the players being ready to take the pass.
And there goes our point.
Yep.
Hawkins unfortunately missing that first one. But a second one coming his way. One out of two. One is again better than none. As right now a 15-point lead for the San Beda Red Lions. Sikat looking for a teammate. Competente now. Back to him. Renzo goes right, loses it.
Good tap by Tortulias.
Hamora, no defender inside.
Wow.
2 points
You know,
for the gunner.
that tap by Tortulias resulting to that fast break leg shows you the tough defense put up by San Beda against Adam. Look at some problem here. Oh boy, very, very frustrating for Adamson because the San Beda defense is just tough. Very, very tough.
What a blitz by San Beda on Cadron zone. Lopez and Hamora going to work, turning on the clamps.
So far,
Torculas goes right, inside to Halbuena. Outside again, Lopez for 3. No good. Off to the front iron. Torres almost lost it. Abayon. Umali, this time it's Demisana up top. Gives it back to Umali. To the corner, Sikat. Outside again, Abayon. Torres goes right. Gets caught dancing to the wrong song.
they're really disturbed by the defense of San Beda, the Soaring Falcons. You know, they've been running around and passing the ball almost unpurposeful in their movements. That's why they're not getting any free looks to the basket. The screens are there, but the quickness of the defensive adjustment put up by San Beda, just making it tough for the Adamson to pick up a twinner.
Exactly, that defense of San Beda really just too quick for Adamson. Something they will have to adjust to. As Halbuena sends it inside, great find to Hawkins.
Oh!
But again, he fumbled it, and he will miss that putback attempt.
But he has to be more consistent with that, knowing that San Beda's looking to get that extra pass once it's a better position for you to score.
Umali for 3, off. Torculas steps on the brakes, outside to Marcelo, to the right side Halbuena. He'll go left with the spin, the fadeaway, no go. They try to get it back, they do. Marcelo outside, shot clock at 9. He'll try for 3, cha-ching!
You know, he's a guy who can do everything for you at the point guard position, Marcelo.
Money from up top, Daniel Marcelo dials in from deep. It makes it an 18-point lead for San Beda. Adamson still struggling, barely just double digits. Torres, he drives and he finally scores.
And he has to do it on his own for Torres. Really a tough basket to make for Adamson, bleeding for points.
Coach Andre Santos will call a timeout, but we'll take another look on that Ray Allen Torres drive. They will need more of those if they want to come back. We'll go for more action.
The San Beda Red Lions may have taken over their first game, but for the 25-year-old coach Andre Santos, the players need to remain humble enough to keep playing the right way. And as they lead the first half, he said, no matter the score, always play the right way, because more than the basketball stuff, it's good to develop good habits and good character. Now going against a UAAP caliber team, Coach Andre says if they don't play the right way the whole 40 minutes, Adamson may get the opportunity to tame the Lions. Chola and Randy.
Thank you very much, Daniel, for that report. And again, Coach Andre Santos, only 25 years old, coaching the San Beda Red Lions with fellow former Ateneo Blue Eagle, Coach Yuri Escueta.
You know, Marcelo again getting away. He's just too smart a guy here so far at the point guard position, reading the situation properly and taking the basket when needed.
Adamson having difficulties, as we can see. Demisana caged. Will get 2 points nevertheless.
But the extension really is a positive for Adamson in that play. It was already clogged, but he was able to extricate.
Marcelo to the left. Intercepted by Demisana. Adamson trying to get on the groove. Demisana outside. Hands it off to Abayon. Finds Precious Jonah outside. Bonsalida on him. Intercepted by Marcelo. Possession will stay.
You know, those active hands of San Beda making it really difficult for the passing lane to get to the right players. Look at this escape act.
Deep layup.
Yep. Long legs. Helps a lot, partner.
Great footwork as well.
Yep.
Right now, Adamson. Another chance for them. Umali to the left side. Abayon. Long shot.
Oh!
Gets it to go.
Oh, that's a shooter's bounce and a three-point shot at that. So some life here put up by the Falcons. They were very dry offensively at the start of the first quarter of the game, but not here in the second period.
Exactly. They will need more of those. As right now, San Beda. It's Mina. Inside to Peregrina, outside again. Bonzalida. No go. Sarigumba hustles.
Yep.
And a foul.
This partner just quicker on the ball for the Red Lions in the play. And the Falcons are just a tad slow in picking up those 50-50 balls.
By the way, Rezo Competente, former San Beda Red Cub, before he joined the FEU Baby Tamaraws. Meanwhile, Marcelo. He'll fire one. He'll make one from deep.
Partner, you know, you got to give it the decision making of Marcelo. If it's open, it's makeable, he takes it. If he can drive it, he will drive it. The last one, it was just a switch for him.
And that is the reason why San Beda did recruit him. He played previously for the CAU Scorpions as Competente. Airballs that three. And you can see the frustration on the body language of the Falcons.
Yep. Really no open looks for the Falcons. There will be contested shots, active hands, telegraphing passes, and it slows down the pitch, and so the defense get to adjust very well. So for a while, you know, it was already down to about 12, but now it's up to 16 again on those baskets consecutive, but no answers from the Falcons.
Mina against Ronzone. Sarigumba attacks. The fake outside Alioso. Baseline drive. Peregrina outside again to Mina. He'll try from deep. Cha-ching!
Wow! You know, that's really cheating on the part of San Beda. The lane was so clogged, so they just kick it out and make that basket. And these perimeter shots are really hurting Adamson.
San Beda just doing great on all departments. And Adamson, more problems for them. Ronzone up against Sarigumba. Sahili back to Ronzone. Almost lost it. Drops it to Jonah. He'll draw a foul.
But they've not been able to establish the game of Jonah offensively. Defensively, yes, he's been interrupting intentions. But still, his inability to pose himself, get that pass. And this first trip to the free throw line for Precious Jonah.
Well, that is something he will have to learn. I can only 19 years old. Standing at 6'8". First one is no good for Precious Jonah.
I think he's got a pretty soft touch for a big man at the free throw line. But short this time, and the adjustment.
0 out of 2. Adamson needed those shots. Alioso to Sarigumba. He'll attack. Jonah. Oh, that's a foul on him.
And no fear on the part of Sarigumba in that play. He knew that Jonah was lurking around.
And nothing Jonah could do but to just laugh it out as we'll take another look again. Fearless drive coming from Dom.
Well, he could have just raised his hand and hit the ball. The contact would not have been established as clear as trying to scoop down.
First one is no good.
So both teams, sure, they're not really doing very well from the free throw line.
And that favors Adamson, but Sarigumba gets it back. And they'll draw another foul.
I think for Adamson, they had the inside track for that rebound, but they were unable to even field that missed shot from the free throw line.
Right now, to say the least, the Soaring Falcons, a disaster on both sides of the floor.
The opportunities are their missed free throws, chances to retrieve the ball and get possession. Oh, Sarigumba keeps on missing his free throws. Third consecutive miss for him so far.
So that's a lucky break for Adamson.
Yes, definitely. You know, Adamson again in the penalty, and look at Sanbeda, only a team foul to show. 2:41 remaining here in the second period. Very consistent in defending very well in this ball game for Sanbeda.
Again, that's a point we've made a while ago.
And it's showing
Sanbeda
up again.
just really, finding that middle ground between being aggressive and not fouling.
Yes. Look at this defense. To nobody.
Sikat, forced shot, no good. Jonah finally gets on board.
Yep. Well, I guess that's the point. You have to crack the defense. Jonah's there for the offensive recovery for Adamson. Chances are he'll get that one because he's really much taller than his counterpart from Sanbeda.
Sarigumba, oh, that shot is erased by Precious Jonah. And this time it's Cañete. Adamson on a roll. And let's see if this shall be a momentum-shifting moment. As a timeout is called by Coach Andres Santos. They're still up by 16 points. We'll be back for more basketball. Back to the action here at the Met Park Sports Center in the heart of Pasay City. And again, we'll see that block once more coming from Precious Jonah and Kenji Cañete in transition, converting 2 points.
Yep. Very rare that you see a transition play in favor of Adamson in this ball game.
And perhaps again a momentum-shifting moment favoring the Soaring Falcons. Alioso to Bonzalida, now Mina. And they'll take their time. Under 2 minutes remaining in our first half. Mina for 3, cha-ching!
He's a shooter, partner. He's been very consistent in this ball game. And just time is the thing for Adamson, and a good basket after a timeout called by Sanbeda.
And that was against the outstretched arms of Precious Jonah. Ronzone drops it. Great passing. Jonah
yes.
makes the rim cry.
Wow. Highlight play.
Highlight play indeed. Sanbeda. Mina for three. One more time.
Oh, wow. What was your point again? 3 will always be greater than 2 in this game.
Exactly. Smoke coming out of Zyros Mina's fingertips. Demisana. Oh, Jonah asking for it. Foul called on Lawrence Hawkins.
Yep, he was holding on to Jonah.
Another look on that slam. Precious Jonah soaring like a falcon. As a timeout is called. 42-22. We'll be back for more. (42-22). Slowly but surely, the Soaring Falcons starting to find their groove. As we have under a minute remaining in our first half. And the Soaring Falcons shall have possession. Torres will bring it out from the baseline. Alioso will bother him. Sika trying to get free. Ends up with Torres for three.
Oh,
Way off.
that was a good handoff. But the shot was bad. Luckily for them, they get the ball back for the Falcons.
It'll be Torres again bringing it out. Jonah trying to get free, ends up with
Yes.
Sikat for 2 points.
That was a good inbound play.
.35 seconds remaining. Torculas drops it off to Hawkins.
Good way. Now Torcula was able to attract and head Jonah commit and freeing up Hawkins for that slam of his own.
Lawrence Hawkins bringing the boom in the Met
It's gonna be
Park
back in
Sports
violation.
Center.
Oh, that's the kind of defense really Fabioso putting up against Torres. And never mind he was able to nudge, but it was the midcourt line gave him the extra space to clog up Torres.
Almost 19 seconds remaining in our second half. Still a 20-point lead for Sanbeda.
Well, not much really for a headway for the Soaring Falcons. Far in between, they would have a fast break, they would have, but unable to consistently sustain the firepower offensively for the Falcons. It's really missing in this ball game.
Already 3 emphatic finishes from Torculas, Precious Jonah, and just a while ago, Lawrence Hawkins. Again, less than 19 seconds remaining in our second half. Possession with the Sanbeda Red Lions. So Bonzalida will bring it out from the half-court line. Demisana will defend. Ali also trying to get free, he does. The pick from Hawkins. Hands it off to Torculas. Shot clock at 8. Aldous almost loses it. Settles for a 3. No good. Demisana. He'll fire from half court. And that'll do it for our first half, 44-24. The Sanbeda Red Lions maintain a 20-point lead to end our first half. In our move of the game, this Lawrence Hawkins finish bringing out the boom, making the rim cry. I guess a hawk flies higher than a falcon. We'll be back for more. 44-24, a 20-point lead for the San Beda Red Lions. As again, this is a battle of the sky and the terrestrial. The Adamson Soaring Falcons obviously struggling against the Lions, but they still have one whole half to come back and show what a Falcon indeed has got on the hardwood. And the leading scorer for the San Beda Red Lions is no other than Zairos Mina with 12 points, all from beyond the arc.
Yep, she's really shooting the lights out here in the first half. Of the highlights here, far in between for Adamson. Very consistent, as you pointed out, Mina. He's so comfortable. He should really be a marked man. When you try to double team and then look out for the kick out pass, Mina always makes himself available and ready to shoot.
That is our, again, top performers of the half. We have Mina for the Red Lions. Torres for the Soaring Falcons, only with 5 points. So that's going to be an area of focus for Adamson. Their offense will need some upgrading as Torres makes it 7 points for him.
For a while, I thought it was telegraphed, but it was really a good shot for him to open things up for the Falcons, who really knew a good shot in the arm here in the third period.
So the first blood of our third period belonging to the Soaring Falcons. Again, perhaps a sign of good things to come, as foul will be called against the Soaring Falcons.
Now that's a change of look when you have Jonah, the big man now, coming out to provide a double team on top of the key. That's a big gamble on the part of Adamson. I think he picked up the foul there, but that's going to free up the guys who will be sliding to the shaded area, and hopefully we'll get some passes from the point guard of Beda.
Hamora. Oh, wait a minute. Illegal pick called on Hawkins.
Yep.
He is in disbelief. He wasn't aware of what he did. But our officials having those eagle eyes.
Not too many birds today, Joe. You got eagles, you got hawks, then you got falcons. Are we in the aviary?
Are we in the zoo? We also have lions.
Oh yeah, right. I've not been to the zoo for a while, Joe. Maybe we should come and visit.
Maybe. But right now, Competente. Outside to Sikat. Outside again to Torres. Oh, not the best shot for Adamson. Cañete trying to fight for it. Ends up with Turculas. Hamora picks it up. Hamora steps on the brakes, asking for a pick. Hawkins provides it. Turculas did not catch it. Torres running, scoring.
Yes. Really smart move there, screening Turculas from behind using his body. So a lot of assists here in the third period for the Soaring Falcons.
So 4 points for the Falcons, all coming from Torres in this period. Turculas, the pick from Bonsalida. He'll try for a three. That's off. Torres gets the board. Ray Allen Torres is all over the floor. Cañete to Jonah at the left wing. Hands it off to Torres. He'll go left, outside again, Competente. The fake, the drive, the fadeaway. No go.
Oh, still looking for that off-the-ball butter play for the Falcons. We've seen that. Ooh, what a challenge.
Oh, Hawkins hustling and then rewarding himself with 2 points.
So Jonah was squeezed out of play in the first move by Hawkins, and then nobody picked it up for the Soaring Falcons.
So Hawkins may be smaller, but he's got the heft. As Cañete draws a foul, he'll be shooting 2 from the charity stripe. 2
offensive recoveries there for the Soaring Falcons. So you're seeing a lot of feistiness now in the game of the Falcons. Torres moves out with Jonah.
Another look at that Cañete attempt. So again, perhaps a chance to cut the lead. The free throw line shooting will be crucial.
Hawkins is really on a matchup against Jonah, as he was also relieved by San Beda.
Cañete, first freebie on its way with a 22-year-old 6'1" guard. And he is part of the Team A of the Soaring Falcons. I believe there's only 3 of them in that roster.
But it's really building up on the confidence of these guys when they play in this tournament and you're up against the other players. And of course, the challenge there is for them to develop their leadership skills while playing alongside up-and-coming players of your school.
Amora missing that layup. Sorry, miss for him. Can Adamson capitalize? Demisana goes left. He puts one up. Oh, gets the friendly bounce.
Wow. I thought there was really no chance for it, but a lucky bounce for him.
So Adamson slowly but surely finding their footing. They're still down by 15 though. Torculas almost lost it and will continue to do so. Cañete in transition, the bump. He puts one up. That shot is erased
A good
by
trail.
Aldous Torculas.
Good trail by Torculas' partner. Seeing that, he could be taking the shot and from the level of Cañete, he's going to go way up.
Let's take another look. The lion climbing up a tree. Torculas again, great defense on his part. Meanwhile, oh, great footwork
Yes.
coming from Demisana.
Up and down help coming out of that curl. That's what they've been looking for.
Adamson again slowly but surely finding their rhythm. 46-33. We'll be back for more. Back to the action here. Another look at that friendly bounce coming from Kobe Demisana, and then afterwards, great footwork from the same guy as well. 4-point swing for the big man.
So they've been able to check for the red light, to check that move of Demisana. He's a lefty, so chances are he'll go left most of the time. So you've got to cover that space. But this has been stuck only with one-on-one, so that's really an advantage for the Falcons.
Sanbeda. No reason to panic just yet. Torculas to Halbuena. He'll go baseline. Picks up his dribble. Out to Torculas again. He'll try for three. And that'll be a shot clock violation.
So the ball really was slogging behind. A lot of time on the left side and unable to swing it out to the weak side.
But this time it's Coach Will Magbuhos' boys. Sikat hands it off. Abayon to the left side at Sahili. Oh, wait a minute, Caderon Zone seemed to have gotten hit on the groin area.
Well, he's holding on to his left hand, partner.
Oh, not the groin area, my fault.
He's trying to squeeze it out. His left hand or the left thumb.
So hopefully he's all good. But he's signaling to his coach that he got elbowed.
Yep. It's grimacing. Ice packed on his hand.
So that's some NCAA physicality for you.
That's right, that's right.
Meanwhile, Adamson. Sikat this time. To the left corner, Sahili. He'll drive. Outside again, Abayon. Not that time. Rebound by Lopez. JE attacking. He puts one up. And he'll get fouled on his way to the iron.
Yep, just using his quickness in attacking of the position defense put up by the Soaring Falcons.
The two freebies coming up for Lopez. Former Sanbeda Red Cub. We'll miss that first freebie. Speaking of the Red Cubs, they'll be playing in our next game. They'll be going up against the San Sebastian Golden Staglets. So, a juniors NCAA matchup.
Yes.
As Lopez will go 1 out of 2. Adamson with this possession. Sahili to the right corner this time. It's Abayon. Outside, Umali. Inside, Sikat almost lost it, but keeps it alive. Umali again. He'll attack. Try to drop it. Jonah dives for it. But this time, Lopez secures the possession. And he'll run the floor. He kicks it outside. Torculas for 3. Bingo!
Yes. That's a good setup job by Lopez to Torculas. So Torculas doing a lot of things here. He's a force inside. He can shoot the 3, and he's defending at the perimeter.
Safe to say Aldous Torculas is an all-around threat. Another steal by Torculas as he swipes the rock. This time it's Torculas. No good. Greatly defended in transition by Jonah.
And that's really the value of Jonah, making you think about your intentions. And they go back with their own easy basket for the Falcons.
So defense and offense during that sequence for Adamson. But they're still trailing by 15. Marcelo to Halbuena. One-hander. As basic as it gets.
No, why not? Less than 10 feet out. The teardrop. What was that all about?
Wait a minute.
Was it the shot clock? Was it anything? All of a sudden, it was the Adamson bench just calling the players to come over. Ball some play.
Exactly. So what happened?
Was there a violation? They gave the ball back to San Beda.
Did they turn the ball over on purpose? But right now, we'll turn it over to Daniel LaGuardia.
This is the opportunity for the Soaring Falcons to change the course of the game. Feeling all the frustrations from the first half, they remind each other to play unselfish basketball and to communicate. The coaching staff has also reminded the players that there are a lot of players on a team, and with every minute you're given, you have to work hard for the team and prove that you deserve the spot. Currently off the court is Cade Ronzone after experiencing a hit on his left thumb. Feeling the pain and currently icing his finger, Cade says he only hopes to play and go back on the court. Cholo and Randy?
Thank you very much, Daniel, and I'm sure the whole Adamson roster is hoping for Cade to come back.
I think he was hacked. That's why he's for his left thumb. It's still being iced on the sideline. But still no significant dent on the lead of San Beda. San Beda is just, comfortably setting things aside and getting that in between 15, 17 point markup.
Indeed, it still remains at 15 as Torres gets bothered on his way to the cup. This time it's Competente. Will try from deep. No go. Demisana at the short corner. Competente still not falling for Renzo.
Wow. I didn't believe it. It's some very makeable shot for him.
So Sarigumba now. This time it's Marcelo. As we have under 2 minutes remaining in Chapter 3. Peregrina provides the pick. Marcelo to Sarigumba. The pick from Halbuena. He picks up his dribble. Marcelo this time steps back. Contested 3. Won't fall.
Good deed there put up by Adamson. Some pressure on the shot of Marcelo, and it was contested as well.
Competente. 12 to shoot. Cañete inside. Outside again. Torres for 3. Short. Marcelo with a rebound. Quickly brings it down. Almost lost it. Sends it outside. Sarigumba will attack. Won't score. Try to tip it back in, but will draw a foul instead.
Yep. In spite of the presence of Jonah, San Beda not fearful on attacking that lane.
We'll take another look again. As fearless as ever, Dom Sarigumba.
So smart. You get to tap the ball and don't have to rebound it. Just tap it back. So he got the contact and the foul. Then going back to the free throws, they have to make the free throws, which both teams have inconsistently performed in this ball game.
First one is good for Dom Sarigumba. Second one on its way. As we have over a minute remaining in Chapter 3. So right now it's a 17-point lead for San Beda. They maintain a double-digit margin. Outside, Umali to Competente. Inside, now outside again. Renzo, nowhere to go, goes left to Sikat. Shot clock at 5. Competente goes ISO. He'll attack. No good with the right hand.
It's going to be foul against San Beda. Loose ball foul. They may have the numbers, but the taller Falcon was inside. But again, they're not in the penalty for the Red Lions. They were never in the penalty the past 2 quarters. And it's most likely to be that way again here in the third with 3 team fouls. Both teams with 3 team fouls actually.
And that's great defense for you. As Demisana backing down former Baby Falcon Bunzalida, and he'll draw a foul.
So far in the third, that's been the point of Adamson at low post play.
Meanwhile, Manzon hands it off to Sikat. He'll go right. Umali outside, attacks right, inside to Demisana.
Oh.
No good, sorry miss from Kobe. Shot clock is off. 15 seconds remaining. Marcelo with a basketball. It looks like he'll go isolation. The pick from Bunsalida. The blitz on Marcelo to the left, Alioso. To the shoot, Bunsalida.
Yes.
Money from the mid-range.
Good pass, good play. They were very patient. Good Salida coming out to get that pass from Alioso.
And that's just another day in the office rather for the San Beda Red Lions, having this dominating lead 56-37, as that'll be the end of our third period. And we'll be back for more. This is once again the NDSL 25 and under division. (56-37) as we enter the fourth and final period between the battle of the skies and the terrestrials. The San Beda Red Lions up against the Adamson Soaring Falcons. And so far again, for the whole game, Adamson struggling to keep at par with San Beda, but they have one more quarter. Oh my goodness.
That's goaltending.
Almost a clean block.
Yep. For a while, you thought he was thrown deep for Jonah to recover and take that shot. But again, when you got somebody like that, you don't hesitate. You're gonna block. That's natural. He's tall and he's like a tree.
So first 2 points of our fourth chapter belonging to San Beda. Meanwhile, Umali sends it home.
They need more consistency from the three-point area to keep this close and for even to have a chance here in the fourth period for Adamson.
But they're still trailing by 18. Alioso goes left, drops it to Bunzalida.
Traveling.
Exactly.
It's that hesitation that we were talking about. So he sees Jonah, change your mind. 40 points. A little over 3 quarters now. Adamson, that's again, that defense. That's less than what? Less than 14 points per quarter on the average for Adamson.
Definitely, again, not the best game offensively for them. Meanwhile, Sahili, no good. Jonah, no good in the refresher.
That's the thing you're going to be afraid when Jonah comes up high. You're going to look downstairs. What's going to happen? But he gets the offensive recovery. Not much you can do about it in San Beda because he was coming from the outside and not really positioning himself, and his long arm just there. Something that they're not going to see in the NCAA for San Beda. There's nobody in the NCAA who's as towering as Jonah.
Exactly. And that is the purpose of these kinds of games.
Things could get easier, but certainly not the kind of competition that you're going to get.
Definitely. But even though there are no imports in the NCAA, you have the kinds of former CSB Blazer Will Gozum, standing at 6'4".
And for next year, Veda, CSB, and Letran, and San Sebastian as well, and JRU, they've stacked up, ending this academic year.
Exactly.
It's going to be interesting for NCAA season 101. Mapua will be hosting that season. Oh, it's going to be a foul. Alioso will pick up that foul.
Aldre Alioso getting called for the foul, but did make a three-pointer a while ago.
There really hasn't been designated guys for that Cholo. For Adamson, I don't see a guy that, when they need a basket, they look up to this guy. Jonah's not there for the points. He's there for the defense. Maybe for the offensive recoveries. But in this game so far, we've seen Adamson, they really don't have a point person who's going to give them the numbers whenever they needed a basket. Especially here, trading 20 points. It's not much of a change in terms of the situation for Adamson here in the fourth.
Well, maybe Ray Allen Torres is that guy, but, not really consistent as they could have hoped for. As Marcelo and company now with the possession. Osarigumba almost losing it. Cañete being scrappy.
You don't put that ball down. This time it's Cañete's turn to turn the tables on Sarigumba.
Right now, Adamson, the possession. Are going to still have quite a lot of time. It's not yet over, but again, it's going to be now or never. Torres inside.
Good defense. And the pass should have been over with the Salida.
Exactly, and Halbuena.
And that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt Chola.
Exactly. Will really hurt. Timeout called by Coach Will Magbuhos. As we'll take another look. Great find from Alioso to the cutting Zane Halbuena. We'll be back for more. We go back to the action. Less than 7 minutes remaining in Chapter 4. Again, not yet the end of the world for Adamson, but they have to do something right here, right now.
Definitely not much time left in the game of Adamson. And you see, they really having trouble cracking the defense of San Beda. Not getting a clear look at the basket, not good positioning. And everybody's just out in the perimeter for Adamson.
That is the struggle. As Cañete attacks, uses the right hand. Oh, the floater is good.
Maybe that's a start for them. But they got to start quick now.
Perhaps a run on its way for Adamson. Cañete, aggressive on defense against Alioso. The pick provided by Hawkins. Alioso outside to Zarigumba for 3.
No!
That's gonna hurt.
Oh, bank is open. It's a weekday, and he got it. And a 3-point shot.
It hurts if you're Adamson.
So much.
Meanwhile, oh my goodness, Lawrence Hawkins going bird hunting. Under 6 minutes remaining. Make it a 22-point lead. Not the best situation if you're Adamson. Cañete, baseline inbound. Inside to Jonah, and he'll draw the foul.
But still a tight situation if you look at it, Cholo. No? They're looking at Jonah, but I don't think he's getting the pass where he can easily clear and field the pass. Because the active hands of the smaller Red Lions making it difficult for Jonah. Well, he doesn't dribble the ball well. He doesn't have to dribble, but he's catching the ball, I think, from the hip. And that allows Adveda to use their hands defensively. You got to put it up above the shoulder for a pass to Jonah from that distance.
Something they will have to learn, as Jonah makes it 1 out of 2. Or 2 out of 2 rather, so the lead is cut to 20. Meanwhile, Zarigumba attacks. Another foul committed by Adamson. Oh no, actually their first of this quarter.
That's a change situation. It's Adveda who has more fouls, but not in the penalty here in the fourth with 3 team fouls.
And Coach Andre Santos will call a timeout as they're up by a big 20-point margin. Over 5 minutes remaining in the fourth. We'll be back for more basketball. back to the action here. Again, Aldous Torculas bringing out the boom during that last emphatic finish. And safe to say, San Beda wants to really seal the deal as early as now, as we have under 4 minutes remaining in Chapter 4. Adamson panicking. Jonah inside. Tough shot. Great defense from Hawkins. Lopez in transition. Steps on the brakes. Outside to Alioso. Peregrina asking for it. Back to Aldous. Torculas in the middle to Hawkins. Hawkins finding a crack on that wall.
Yep, that was just a go-ahead situation for Hawkins. But really for Adamson and Beda. Now it's the time to, smoothen your plays.
Jonah getting 2 points. Seems to be a little too late for the Soaring Falcons.
Oh, what a defensive game put up by San Beda against Adamson. So look, it's under 3 minutes and Adamson is started in the 50-point marker while Torculas continues his tear here in the second half.
Exactly, just a defensive clinic for San Beda this game. And not to mention Aldous Torculas being an all-around threat for the Red Lions. And for Adamson, this is going to be a learning point. As again, I believe only Jonah and Ray Allen Torres really had an impact on offense.
Definitely, the others not very consistent. It's really the consistency of the players. I think it's a confidence. Remember, this is not the team who's going to play in the UAAP for them. But these guys would have to step up and show every game here on in how much they can contribute. Because although 48 points is tough to score in the UAAP, but not when your opponent is scoring 75 on you. So
exactly.
you also have to check on your defensive setup because you're allowing San Beda to get this much number in their game.
Exactly, that's something, again, they will really have to review as Competente gets it off the glass. But then again, seems to be a little too late.
Yep. One of maybe call it lucky. Those back shots from that afar, you say, was it intended or was it just, providential?
Nevertheless, Adamson will use this as practice ground. Same with San Beda, still executing their plays, even though it is basically a sure win for them.
Oh, it's going to be an offensive foul against San Beda. Okay. That's not a shooting foul. Talk about the intensity here, Cholo. Only one team foul put up by Adamson here in the fourth quarter. So you know that they're bravely giving up.
Exactly. I mean, having little fouls can mean two things. It can mean that you're not careful, but it can also mean that you're not aggressive enough.
Yes.
So Adamson will have to find, the middle ground of that, which San Beda has found the whole game.
Yep. It will be significant in the way that when you're fouling or not fouling, it has to be for a significant situation. That has augured well for San Beda, but not for Adamson in this ball game.
Exactly. And you would think San Beda would foul more since, again,
they're trailing, but they're not.
Exactly. And plus that, again, they don't have an import like Precious Jonah. Lopez, no good in the mid-range. Oh, Hawkins fighting for it. San Beda playing like they're the ones trailing. That's a mark of a true champion. As Lopez catching from deep.
Again, an executed play from an offensive recovery. Ooh,
oh my goodness, Hawkins playing great defense.
A really ill-advised one-hander. You do that against Hawkins.
And that has been his calling card the whole game. His defense, plus that really emphatic dunk during that first half. As we have under a minute remaining in the fourth, again, safe to say the San Beda Red Lions will escape this W against the Soaring Falcons, as the Lions cannot be tamed, at least for this game.
Competente just fouling. So he can be substituted.
And you can see the dismay on the faces of the Soaring Falcons. And that is going to be a bummer. They lost against Smash Basketball during their first game back on Tuesday. A heartbreaker of a loss, as that was an overtime thriller. And in this game, you lose against a stacked San Beda Red Lions. That'll show you what kind of competition you have here in the NDSL.
Yep, it's tougher than you think. Perhaps even for Adamson, thinking about the competition that they've met so far.
So Lopez will grab a steal.
Oh, they can just hold on to this.
And there you have it, San Beda ending this one with honor. Way to respect their opponents as they'll go home with a W. Our final score, 78-54, as the Lions cannot be tamed by the Falcons. The San Beda Red Lions escaping with this dominant W. And the Adamson Soaring Falcons, another heartbreaking L. And for our move of the game, this alley-oop finish. Again, Aldo Storculas going airborne, bringing out the boom. Another look. Another day in the office only for Aldo Storculas. And there you have it. That is again our play of the game. And again, our final score on your screen, 78-54. Again, the San Beda Red Lions really just dominating their opponent. For our player of the game, it's no other than this guy who also had the move of the game, Aldo Storculas, bringing out the Lion in him. He'll be spending one more year with Team B. He'll be eligible next NCAA season. But I'm sure wherever he'll play, it's going to be entertaining. And now I turn it over to Aldo Storculas for our best player of the game interview.
Thank you so much, Cholo. I have here our best player of the game, Aldo Storculas, with 12 points, 3 rebounds. So Aldous, you guys, you really contained that 20-point lead between, the second half. So how did you guys manage to do that, despite Adamson really trying to fight for the win?
Siguro yung energy namin mas competitive kami, mas nakikita ko na mas gusto namin manalo. Although bad start, pero yung second group, sila yung nagbigay ng energy all throughout the game. And yeah, simula nun, tuloy-tuloy na energy namin hanggang fourth quarter sa matapos yung game.
So you mentioned about the bad start. So is there any other challenges or errors or lapses that you guys experienced to have that kind of start?
Sorry, hindi ko narinig yung sorry.
Sorry, so you mentioned something about a bad start. So did you experience any lapses or challenges during that start to, really have that slow start?
Siguro yung preparation lang. Siguro yung mindset lang before the game na especially pag first group, kailangan kami yung mag-set ng energy sa game. And siguro yun lang.
Alright, so you have a lot of supporters watching you guys right now. Would you like to greet anyone or thank anyone?
Binati yung family ko na taga Malabon, si Papa na nasa Bulacan, yung kuya ko na nasa probinsya. I love you guys. And then, kay Mama rin. I love you, Mama. And sa girlfriend ko. And sa mga relatives, sa mga pinsanin ko sa family ko. Yun.
Thank you so much once again. Congratulations, Aldous, for that fantastic performance. And of course, to the San Beda Red Lions for claiming their second dub.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Again, that is how our player of the game, the high-flying Lion, ironically, Aldo Storculas. And up next, hold on to your seats. We still have another marquee matchup, this time NCAA contest. It'll be between the NCAA Final Four Red Cubs going up against the San Sebastian Golden Staglets. As this is once again Cholo Pangilinan, the professor, Sir Randy Sakdalan, and our courtside reporter, Daniel LaGuardia. This is the NDSL Basketball Series.